Hello and welcome to Some Dude's Shed, where we will be discussing some haunted mysteries.
You could say this is a haunted shed cast.
Yes. Well, basically what we've got is some spooky videos of some real life ghosts, and we're going to see if they...
Well, see, that's the point. The whole point, we're going to debunk all this shit. There's a lot of YouTube channels out there that go, oh, this is a ghost, but it's not. It's like a car driving past. But all the comments are like, oh my God, this is like the best ghost video on YouTube, or the best ghost channel on YouTube. And that's pretty much what all these channels dedicate themselves to. And people are just like sucking this shit up.
That's disgusting.
Like shit sponges. So,
But ghosts aren't real.
how do you know?
But does that not just defeat the purpose of making this content then?
Well, we can't just say ghosts aren't real, because that's a spoiler. So,
No. Well, as you know yourselves, I sort of have an avid interest in ghosts. Like, I don't know if they're real or not, but I would like to know if they are real or not. And there's some actually genuinely good ghost videos out there, but there's a lot of shit out there too. So I thought this little feature would be good for sifting through the shit to find the diamond.
The thing is, though, if ghosts were real or not, I think we would have found out if they were real by now.
How do you know?
Because we would have seen one. Or there would be some hard evidence instead of some grainy
they're quite
video.
they're quite shy.
Well,
They only really appear when they know they're not going to be
well, they're doing some good hiding, like the mole people.
Well, we haven't found a cure for cancer yet, so that you know that doesn't.
Yes, but cures don't make money.
Well,
I imagine ghosts would make a lot of money if you capture a ghost and put it in the zoo.
well, it's because they don't want to be found. You ever think about that?
Well, they're the best hide and seekers ever. Though.
They're dead. They don't want to be fucking. They don't want to be people to be like,
You
yo,
just want to be left in peace.
I know you're dead, but
Anyway,
what would you do with a ghost anyway? Play with it?
Well, personally, I wouldn't do anything with it.
Well, so what are your positions? So you don't believe
Not really,
Mr.
no.
Gray doesn't believe. Mr. Red doesn't
I
believe.
could be convinced, depending on these videos.
Right, okay. It
Oh.
depends on the quality of these videos. Well, that's the point. We're going to sift through all the crap. Maybe find some good videos.
Well, if I seen a ghost myself, well, obviously I'd believe it because I seen the fucking thing.
But then would you? Would you not be like, oh, I just imagined it?
No, if I seen a ghost, I would be like, okay, ghosts are real. If I seen a ghost,
Have you ever seen anything and thought, ooh, weird?
no.
Have you?
Yeah, but my eyes aren't very good. Go
Oh.
ahead. Let's go. Let's crack
There we go. A couple of videos for you. So the first one's just an example of a bad ghost video. Okay.
Right.
I'll just go through each one, do a quick introduction, and I'll show you the video, and then we can judge ourselves whether it's real or bollocks or just inconclusive. Here's the first one. This one's called Ghost in Basement, apparently.
It's in portrait. The
Yeah, so this
the most
fella,
cinematic of all ways.
yeah, this fella's just recording portrait in his phone. Yo, there's a fucking ghost in my basement, so there is. I'm gonna go down here and show you.
I have to say, Mr. Gray, this man has a striking similarity to you.
That cannot be confirmed or denied, Mr. Red.
Well, he doesn't work for Unfi, so. Right, so he's going down the stairs. By the way, there's no audio in these clips because there's sometimes music in the background, and I don't want to get done for music. Oh, look! Did you see it?
Oh,
Did you see it?
oh my goodness! Somebody peered around the corner,
Yep.
and
And
now
he goes down. He's like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Where
there's
is it?"
Nobody there.
So there we go. What do you think of that
Wow.
one? That one was amazing, wasn't it?
That was incredible. It's almost like
Incredibly shit.
It's almost like he cut the footage whenever he was shaking the camera.
Yeah. Well, that's your typical ghost video that kind of passes today as a really good ghost video
Really,
when it's plainly just a guy draped in like a
it's this guy wearing black peered
Blanket.
around the corner.
yeah. And as you see as well, he holds the camera phone or the camera up high as he turns around the corner. Clearly, the guy with the cloak is just slipping past him. Like, oh, I'm going to sneak upstairs here and be like, oh, see, there's nobody here.
They
There's
could
no
have,
one.
they could have edited it. He shook the camera around a lot. You couldn't see what was going on. He could have just.
And it was
cut-
like, yeah, it was like a camera phone from bloody 2004 as well.
In fairness, the footage isn't as grainy as it normally is.
No, it wasn't that bad. Oh, here we go again. Let's investigate further. It turns the light on. He goes down a step or two. And oh, there it is. There's someone all in black. It looks like they're wearing a mocap suit. and then he goes back around the corner again.
The quality of this video is astounding. Oh, there you go. It's just a guy in a hoodie.
Pretty much.
So there you go. That's just an example of a bad ghost video. Now,
So you're saying that's a chavvy ghost? It's kind of
he's an urban ghost.
urban ghost.
He's down with the kids.
No,
So-
I'm not saying everyone who wears a hoodie is a chav. Before anyone wants to.
I'm wearing two of them, so
I'm wearing one as well.
I am not wearing a hoodie. I'm wearing a lovely knitted jumper.
Okay, so we'll go on to our first video here. So just a little bit of background. This video was called Bustin because this takes place in a blockbuster in Mexico.
Well, Blockbuster's pretty haunted these days.
Yeah.
There's nothing but ghosts in there.
The place time forgot.
Only the living don't go there anymore.
So this takes place at 11:32 p.m. in 2007 at a Blockbuster store in Mexico. What's happening is employee is doing some organizing on his last hour of his shift, and he's basically closing up and just doing some, reorganizing of the DVDs. Remember those? Yeah. Well, what ends up happening is the DVDs start falling off the shelves and his cart moves. So here we go. Just mind his own business.
Oh, you already have a jump cut?
Yeah, well, I had to cut it down for time. The actual video is like 5 minutes long. Oh, the cart moves. Wah.
My goodness.
He's just, the carts move, but it doesn't seem to bother him. It's like, okay, I need to go here anyway. Box falls. Other one falls. You think after, again, doesn't seem to really bother him.
Yeah, for the cart moving and the boxes falling, it's like he doesn't seem to be too annoyed. Like,
well, he's starting to get concerned now. He's like, "Wait, what's going on here? Am I? Well, see, he's probably thinking I just didn't set them up properly. Like, for freak's sake, like, what's going on here? Like, these boxes keep falling on me. He's a bit more spooked now. He's not sure what's going on.
Yep, they're falling all over the place here.
This ghost is a bit of a dick. And he likes it. He's like, right, screw this. Shifts over.
Being kind of annoying.
Yep. So, a bit nicer than the last video we saw. Now, what ways could you think of faking that?
Right. These shelves look like they're triangular in shape, so they're wider at the bottom.
Yeah.
Do you think that'd be space for somebody to hide inside them?
No, I can't say anyone would hide in those.
What about behind them?
Well, I think a simpler way would be, that
moving on its own. I mean, that should be easy enough. I mean, somebody could be just off the bottom of the camera.
Yeah.
That's easy.
I could imagine somebody actually being behind the shelves.
Yeah, behind the one he's in front of now.
Behind that one and behind the previous one he was at.
Yeah, because he doesn't walk all the way through, so he can't trip on anybody, does he? So there might be somebody just behind the shelves.
Yeah, because my thinking was somebody was behind that shelf with a cord pulling the trolley towards him, but then again, somebody could easily just be at the bottom of the frame, kicking it with his foot.
Well, see, the second time, he noticed the cart move, right? That in itself, I'd be like, okay. But whenever the second box drops, you'd be like, right, there's something going on here. And he just doesn't seem really concerned at all until to the very end.
But he could just be really skeptical in general. He probably just doesn't immediately go, oh, it's a ghost. He probably just thinks, oh, I just didn't put the box on the shelf properly. It's probably a common, more regular occurrence.
First and second time, yeah, you'd think that.
But yeah, so what do you think?
I'm not convinced, Mr. Black.
Not
I would say there's probably someone hiding behind the shelves here, just tapping it from the other side.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's a behind the shelves scenario. And then obviously for the cart movements, there's somebody just off camera.
Yeah, I think basically the bottom line is you can't think of a few ways where you can fake that. Pretty cool to look at, though.
I guess. I mean, credit where credit's due. It is convincing enough because, I'd say kind of convincing because you don't see where things are coming from. But it's just clever filmmaking, I guess.
He seems visibly annoyed there whenever he was picking that box up. So,
if we're going to analyze the footage, does he pick up any DVDs that fall from the side of the shelves that we can't see?
But
no.
He just seen that DVD fall off the shelf at the top there, and it happened literally right in front of him, and the shelves are very deep. How could you even think they would just fall off by themselves?
I don't know. He probably just because he actually the last one that where the first one where he actually jumps, the DVD box falls in front of him, so he kind of like was like, okay, how did that fall? That was really sudden, and then two more fall off the shelf just behind him,
Yeah.
like one after the other. So it couldn't have been like, okay, there's like a so his reaction seems kind of believable to me. Like he doesn't seem to be overacting or anything. I'm not saying it's 100% it's a ghost. Can't say it's a ghost, but I don't know if it's fake either.
I think it's people behind the shelves. Plus, I think he's kind of underselling the reaction, especially the box literally falling down in front of him. I know I wouldn't react that way if.
Should he be waving his arms about and?
Well, no, stepping back quite a bit. I know I wouldn't react the way he did if that was to happen right in front of me.
I feel like going inconclusive, but I can still think of a few ways where I can recreate that.
Well, what I would say is, if it is a ghost, the ghost is being really annoying.
Yeah.
Well, and what else? You're gonna do in the blockbuster as a ghost? Like you've the same movie on repeat on the TV all day. You're bored. You want to fuck about with the last guy in the shop.
Jen gets the ghosts of the other blockbuster stores around the world. The folks are coming to haunt the last one.
The previous owners, join us. So there you go, blockbusting. We'll move on to our next video.
Which one are we going to go for?
This one I called Boo Op because it takes place in a co-op shop in England.
Okay.
I can't think of a name, so Boo Op. So, a shop owner woman called Leanne Wilkinson took this video. A few shadows can be seen dancing along the walls, with things being thrown from shelves and a door violently rattling. This takes place in a co-op convenience shop at Whaley Bridge in Derbyshire. Out in your neck of the woods, Mr. Gray? Or is it? I don't even know.
I don't think so.
So, just assuming, because your accent. Anyway, this happens at 2:38 a.m. in the morning on the 8th of September 2015. Leanne uploaded this footage to YouTube after supposedly witnessing this on her CCTV system. I'm assuming she saw the fruit and veg on the floor and was wondering, some scumbag break into my shop and cause a mess. So,
all right,
here we go. Boo Up. Oh my goodness.
Well, it's a nice widescreen.
Not the bananas. I don't know what happens there. Haunted oranges. Another shadow. Little trolley. Is that a trolley cart moving? Haunted orange again. There's the back door going. It's actually a little bit creepier without the music, isn't it?
Back door's going. Is that vibrating or it looks like somebody bashing on it?
It looked, well...
That looked more like somebody was pulling on the other side of it.
Yeah.
Just don't put the door code in and pull on the handle.
Somebody trapped in there overnight. Help. In fact, no, that's true. That's the same door.
I love the way they have a timestamp and everything up on the top left to make it seem more believable.
Oh, that's the same door from the other side. That's what that is. Okay.
Yeah, so watch this. So that's the door being pulled. And that's the door being pushed on that side.
No, that's the door being pulled and then...
Yeah, but it's the same door. It's just on either side.
That's the door being pushed there. That's the door being pulled.
Yeah.
Okay, so what does the ghost do in this scene then? So if we start from the start, let's go through each shot one by one.
So the very, very start, you see a shadow on the back wall.
Right, okay.
That looks kind of fake to me.
It does look like a guy who's just crouching over with his hood on. And some vegetables get thrown off the shelf.
Fruit and veg falls, that could happen.
Those fruit and veg aisles, there's a lot of space behind them. Somebody could easily hide underneath, I'm thinking.
Another shadow on the wall. That little thing's moving there. Don't know what you see there. Nothing happening there. Then we're at the door again.
You see stuff moving by itself like that. I mean, that could easily be done with a camera trick, right?
I don't know. I don't know
Or
how I would do that
play it
unless
backwards. Maybe
you could do.
stuff moving by
But
itself.
then I
that could
suppose
be done.
there's the timestamp, but then you don't know if the timestamp is then just superimposed over the original video
Yeah.
to make it look like CCTV. And as far as CCTV goes, that's a really nice high def CCTV system.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm gonna go with the timestamp was imposed afterwards.
like this all happens within 2 minutes.
Yeah. The door is easily debunked because obviously if you're seeing it from one side, then
You film it one side,
side
and
and
then,
then film the other side.
yeah.
Somebody did suggest that the shadow is being caused by cars just driving by outside, and that's causing the shadows.
Could be if the
which
light,
it could be.
if the light is coming in from a street light or something.
I don't know if the shutters are open and closed in the shop because I'm not there.
The thing is, the shadow's on the inside. That makes any sense?
Yeah. And it's at the very front of the shop as well,
Yeah, it's
which tells me that somebody's moving past the fridges that are lit,
yeah.
making the shadow. And then the cart things moving that are on wheels, you could just pull out with a fishing line.
But the other thing is, like, if you were to take this into the likes of After Effects or even Premiere, and you know the way you like layer over the video, so somebody could actually be on the frame, but you're just using two parts of the same video location, one with you not there, and then one with you there, and then the part with you not there just gets overlaid the part that you are there, and then they could be doing stuff just on camera, but you can't see them because the bit where you're not there is overlaid on top of it.
Yeah, just superimpose. Even at the very, very start of the video as well, you can actually see the card machine going on. And that wee screen going.
So the ghost made a payment.
Yeah, he's paying his he's topping up his phone.
That could literally just be turning the electrics on.
Yeah.
Um,
I know it's one of those videos that's too good to be true, and if it's too good to be true, it probably is. So
I'm gonna say there's some After Effects magic or something going on here, especially considering they went, and I'm convinced that the timestamp is on after the fact. So it wouldn't surprise me if they're layering parts of the screen over other parts, and then I don't know. There's a lot of fishing wiring being used.
yeah.
So if we're being generous, right, and this is a ghost, what the ghost has basically done is he's thrown some fruit around, rolled some oranges about,
Yep.
Moved a little trolley, and shook a door.
Yeah.
And nobody's around as well. So even if the ghost wanted to spook people, he's not spooking anybody.
See, why do if ghosts exist, why do they just do all this petty shit? Why don't they go, do something worthwhile?
Because they literally have all the time in the world. They're dead and they're not going to die again. They're just wandering about going, I'm bored.
Yeah, exactly. So why don't they play an Xbox game?
A ghost in the ghost world, there's the ghost Xbox. Ghost.
Well, no, they can interact with our stuff apparently.
Yeah.
So why can't they just break into somebody's
Do
house
something
and
fun, read
play
a
an
book
Xbox?
or something,
You know what? Maybe a video for next week based on the Xbox, which I came across. I'll show that next week, sure.
Right.
Is this going to be the lighting trick from what do you call it?
The camera?
Yeah,
The-
the Connect. What do you call that?
Yeah, Connect.
But it's in the film. What do you call the film?
Oh, it's like the dot.
Yeah, it's no, but what do you call the
Like,
Paranormal Activity 3 or whatever it is?
yeah.
4 maybe.
It's like the light travel distance time thing.
Yeah, but you just see the dots off the Connect sensor,
Yeah.
and then you can see something moving in it,
It's like a depth sensor. Is that what they call it? Depth sensor? Yeah.
something like that. But
Yeah. But there you go. So, you know what? I'll actually reevaluate the last video too. I'll just say it's fake. Because if you can think of a few ways you can fake it, it's too, it's already not good enough.
well, I think the goal of these videos is if you can think of a way of faking it, then it's most likely fake.
Yeah.
But if you look at something and you're like, not sure they could do that,
Yeah, not sure how you do it. Yeah. So, yeah, you know what? I'll just say fake.
I'm not convinced.
Yeah. And the last one too, I'll change mine to fake. So far, so fake.
but with today's technology, it wouldn't even be hard. Like, you could literally go into After Effects and put something that looks like a orange or a banana to fall off the shelf and it's not actually there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's probably just easier to fake it yourself, just poke it up from underneath.
Well, if you had the talent in the software packages, it'd probably be easier just to do that.
Yeah. But even just the fact, it's too typical. Like a door rattling is a typical ghost thing. A cart being moved is a typical ghost thing. A piece of orange and like oranges and bananas fall off the shelf is a typical, you know what I mean? Just something falling.
I wouldn't say that's typical. I don't remember seeing a horror movie where the banana was the main instigator of the terror.
Well, in Ghostbusters, the eggs explode in the fridge.
Oh yes, that's right.
So, yeah, there we go. Fake.
So what's this next one?
Move on to our last video. Now, this one is kind of a classic favorite of many ghost believers. I dubbed this one Ghost on Actual Tape because this was actually filmed in 1989.
Wow.
So this is recorded on actual tape and not like a fancy flash memory like that.
Digital rubbish.
Yeah, all the digital crap. So this was filmed by Daniel Hobbit. He was like I believe the story goes he was just like a random sort of freelance filmmaker. What you see in the video is a large black mass that forms as the camera zooms out. It can also be seen on the reflection of the mirror. The video has been dubbed by many as the most convincing paranormal video ever recorded. So that's a pretty big claim.
That's a big claim.
This happens in a family home in Moore Park, California. Again, September 1989. Daniel was contacted by a family experiencing doors slamming, strange scents wafting from a china cabinet. The eerie voice of a crying woman and a dark, shadowy figure seen lurking in a bedroom. Months before, Hobbit had joined forces with Beverly Hills psychic. I don't know if you need to bleep this. Beverly Hills psychic Nani to.
I believe that's pronounced fagot.
It's Fagatt.
Nani bundle of sticks.
Nani.
Okay, just call it Nani.
Just get that name changed. I mean, to form the Light Brigade. The Light Brigade was the group. Free of charge, the two would travel to places where ghosts were sighted and attempt to help wandering spirits to get to the other side. The apparition is said to be the spirit of the homeowner's dead mother. All right, so here we go. Ghost on actual tape. So
well, it looks nice and grainy, like an 80s home video.
See, I could just imagine that blood.
That's it?
That's it. Yeah, you could.
Yeah, pretty much.
The tape. You could literally take the tape out and blot a series of darkening images or light or.
Now, what gets me in that video is the fact that, I mean, the blob moves with the lens.
Yeah.
Like it's behind the lampshade and then in front of the lampshade,
and it's perfectly in time with the camera zooming out.
Yeah.
And then it stops whenever the camera stops moving.
A more elaborate way you could do this is just like if you damage the actual film cells.
Well, so speaking of damaged film, that second part there where you see the tape, the reflection in the mirror, Daniel actually took a production company to court for apparently causing that damage on the tape, saying that he pretty much destroyed my very compelling evidence of ghosts on film, and the production company's claim was that he's just, trying to drum up publicity for the tape.
Mm-hmm.
So that was interesting. Just stumbled upon that in my findings, but I don't know. The thing is, I don't know how I would fake that. And again, I can't just sort of go, "Oh, that's a ghost," but it's certainly creepy looking. Like,
Yeah, okay, I'll give it to you. It does look creepy, but
I think the old grainy and the old decor and everything just sort of makes it looks like a save room in Resident Evil or something.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced though, because it does.
Like it moves.
Mr.
with,
Red is right. It does move with the camera, so
Yeah.
it just looks like a camera fault to me.
A lot of
Yeah.
people, yeah, like a lot of people are also pointing out as well that this is before any real like digital editing was possible. So if this was edited in some way,
You could take the actual tape out of the cassette and then damage a series of film cells on the cassette to do that, and then put it back together again.
the only thing I would disagree with on there is that that's really smooth.
Yeah, that'd
Like
be a hard
that's
thing to
it's really
animate.
smooth and really. Whereas if you were to damage every single one, it would have to be the exact same smudges every single time, perfectly. And it just looks way too smooth to have been done frame by frame.
Then it's something to do with the lens that
Yeah,
whenever because it moves, as I said before, it moves with the camera panning out
yeah.
perfectly.
It looks like flip. I have no idea. Like I don't know how I could fake that. Like it's just really weird.
If I knew more about camera lenses,
Yeah,
there's something to do with the panning out.
and things like that film's been apparently analyzed by many experts. Like anyone could be an expert these days, but it's been looked at by experts apparently who can't really seem to work out how that was done. But to me, it looks like if it was faked, it would be something to do with the mechanical side of things on the camera, whether it's the sensor or the shutter or the lens.
We'll see whenever they're panning out. In a camera, does the aperture not? Would it not open wider?
I don't know.
Is the aperture to do with
exposure.
focus? Yeah, the aperture is like
Well, that was more down to exposure. We need a photography expert with us.
Yeah.
for this one, I would say inconclusive, but just because I don't know how I could fake that unless I use some sort of After Effects software, which I probably could easily do it in After Effects, but they didn't have After Effects back then. So that's sort of what throws me off.
I think it's something with the lens.
Whereas if that was something today and I saw that today, it was recorded last week, I'd be like, well, that was obviously After Effects.
I think it's something with the lens, but I don't know enough about cameras to be able to explain. But it's funny that it just moves perfectly with them panning the camera out.
Oh, okay.
But
Then.
you definitely wouldn't say it's a ghost.
No, I wouldn't say.
So like,
it's
I
a
don't know
ghost.
if I'd be comfortable in saying that's a ghost. It looks very ghostly. It looks really creepy.
Yeah, that looks weird. Look.
I'm not convinced. So, Mr. Black, is there any other story behind this? Did the guy say he had any other experiences after he filmed it?
Well, he's been to, again, he was traveling around with a psychic who they were trying to help spirits move to the other side, as they say. That's all
They were driving around in a U-Haul truck.
yeah, pretty much. So I don't know. It seems as though he wasn't going around debunking things. He was going around sort of going, there was a creak in the corner of the room. Ghost. Let's get the camera out. And probably in the same vein as if you see like people say like ghost orbs. They see like an orb floating past, and it's clearly just dust or a bug. So it's probably just a confirmation bias. Like he believes in
really
ghosts.
wants to see a ghost, so he sees something and thinks it's a ghost.
Yeah, or apophenia. So, like you see patterns that aren't there. So you see you think you see a face in the dark when it's actually just like a mark on the wall that looks like a face. But yeah, I'm not going to say ghost, but I'll just say inconclusive because I don't really know how to recreate that.
I'm not convinced at all. It just looks like a camera fault.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards camera fault too, but again, just because I can't make it, I'll just sort of.
So are we gonna? So would we say that's us then? Is that your?
Yeah, that's the last one. So
all right. Well, I would say if anyone out there who's listening has any spooky videos of any real ghosts they'd like to show us, then please let us know.
Yeah, none of those fake videos, please. Only real ghosts. But just I don't know. Again, I don't even know if ghosts are real. I just think they're interesting to watch. And I think debunking is just almost as fun as
Yeah.
like debunking. It's actually part of the fun. I think.
It's an interesting subject. You have to think that every culture in the world has some kind of thoughts on ghosts, so there must be something to it. But
Yeah. So yeah, there you go.
alrighty.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Until next time.
Until next time.
Bye bye.